What's up, everyone? We're back with another video here. Today was a losing day. I'm just gonna be straight up. Lost $755. So let's recap what I did right, what I did wrong, and kind of show you, what was up. Okay, let's break it down. I took the trade on ES today. Looking back on it, probably should have been NQ, but either way, followed my strategy, and it's just unfortunate. So let's go to the 4 hour on both pairs. Okay, so let's break this down here. We had some low resistance liquidity resting above. If you saw my Instagram story and my TikTok, I talked about this. We had a big leg down. There wasn't really many draws on liquidity in New York Open. I mean, we had this gap here, this Monday Open gap, but we already tapped into it on the smaller time frame, so it's null and void. Like, we just have to delete it off of our screen. It doesn't matter. The only real resting high time frame low was this 4 hour low, but I was really uncertain that we were going to push that far. We had these highs up here, these hourly highs. Let's go on the 1 hour, same thing. Yeah, we just had these hourly highs all resting above, and then all-time highs up here. I didn't think we were going to get all-time highs, but I still think we were going to take some of these highs. Same thing on NQ, or sorry, ES. Let's go on the 4 hour here. Same exact shit. We tapped into this gap already, and then the only real low is all the way down here. And I was really uncertain that we were going to go down there because that's a high resistance liquidity, and we always should be trading towards low resistance draws, and those were up here. We had no news today, no news Monday, so I doubt that we were going to get that far down with that much volatility in the market. So let's go down into the 1 hour on both pairs, 1 hour and 1 hour. Okay, so let me expand this. Alrighty. So break this down here. Oh wait, this is the 1 minute. What am I doing? Sorry about that. Okay, so we have this 1 hour for Valley Gap that I did mark out, and we have this 1 hour for Valley Gap that I did mark out. I was just using that as confirmation that if we did tap in there to see what the reaction would be off, just in case we did tap in there. So let's go in the 15 minute and kind of break down actually what happened in each session. So on NQ, during Asian session, we marked out Asian session lows and Asian session highs. NQ does take out Asian session highs here, but there wasn't really a reversal. So technically, we could just delete this, right? Because it no longer has its value. Because if it wanted to, if this was a New York session manipulation, or sorry, a London session manipulation New York reversal, we would have seen it sooner, but we didn't. We saw rally higher. So we could just delete that. It literally had no more purpose. This 1 hour for Valley Gap that we marked out on both pairs as well, it does get tapped into in New York session. Or sorry, in London session. Tap in here, and we tap in here, and we start rallying a little bit higher. So again, this is also useless. I'm just leaving this on my screen just to talk it through with you. So that's off the screen. No longer has purpose because we already tapped into it. So for me personally, we're talking about profiles, right? Like what I saw. I saw a London session consolidation. That's exactly what happened, right? I was looking for a New York manipulation followed by a New York reversal and continuation. So I was looking for a 5 minute manipulation and then a continuation to the upside. Because like I said, we're trading towards low resistance liquidity, not high. And high resistance liquidity was resting down here. And I was looking for a 5 minute retrace. So let's go down to the 5 minute and kind of break down what I was seeing at that very moment on both pairs here. 5 minute. Okay. 5 minute. What did I see? Big legs up. 9:30 comes out. New money's in the market. Big legs up. Okay? We have this low down here to this high up here. I marked this out because before this candle was formed and before this candle was formed, that's equilibrium, right? I just wanted to see how we would react off of equilibrium. Slide this over, this is right here. I wanted to see how we reacted off of equilibrium because equilibrium is a perfect retracement for a continuation higher. So I had that marked out, but we just kept ripping up. I did mark out this 5-minute fair value gap, this 5-minute fair value gap, and this 5-minute fair value gap. Realistically, I wanted NQ to tap down here because where equilibrium is resting is also where a 5-minute fair value gap was resting. And same with this pair. I wanted it to tap down here, right? Because we have a fair value gap down here and equilibrium right here. That'd be a discount to go higher. But we didn't get that. Instead, we just tapped into this fair value gap and this fair value gap and then started rallying higher. So let's go down to the 1 minute and show that. Okay. 1 minute. NQ, 1 minute, ES. Here we are. Okay. So this is where I actually entered. As you can see, we manipulate into this 5-minute fair value gap, right? We manipulate into this 5-minute fair value gap, and we get a bullish closure out of it on both pairs, a bullish closure out of it. And we continue higher, taking out the previous high on this pair, and then later we just tap in here. That's where I kind of fucked up. I'll break that down for you. But after I saw this bullish candle closure out of it, this fair value gap is no longer valuable to us, right? Because you only tapped into this one. If it wanted to, we would have rejected off of this 5-minute, stayed below this high right here, went further, tapped into the other 5-minute fair value gap, and then rejected higher, but we didn't. We just tapped into this one and continued higher. After we broke this high here, the fair value gap below, that stacked fair value gap, is no longer useful to us. Delete it off your screen. Same thing with this pair. There was a 5-minute fair value gap down here. If it wanted to go down lower, it would have done that, and it didn't. So as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, we're going long. Now we need that 1-minute confirmation. So what do? Tap into that 5-minute manipulation. We get a bullish candle closure out of it. That's when I entered. That was my confirmation that we wanted to continue higher. Because we didn't inverse it. We continued higher. Entered right there. Targeted that hourly high up there. I didn't take it on NQ because that high was just way, way, way too up there. And again, on evals, you can only make 1,500 per trade, and that would have been like 8,000. So I just took it on NQ or on ES because we literally were doing the same shit. Now, this is where it gets kind of shitty. I'll break this down. So after we continue higher, right, we form a bearish SMT, a 5-minute bearish SMT. This high right here and this high right here. This high is lower than this high, whereas this high is higher than this high. So that indicates that ES is the leading index and it wants to go lower. Because one pair did something the other pair didn't. This one fell short of doing what NQ did. ES wanted to go lower. So when I saw that, as soon as I saw this, I should have immediately moved my stop loss to break even. But I didn't, because I just wanted to see it through. And again, I'm on an eval, and this shit really isn't that big of a deal. It's not real. It's not my money. You know, I have to see it through. I have to see my strategy play out. And I did. So then we go a little bit lower and draw down, right? Then we start going higher again, right? So then I was hoping when we were up here that we were going to go surpass this high. Because if we did, then this bearish SMT would be done. It would be completed. It'd be done. That was the only move down that it needed to do. But that wasn't the case. Because we, again, make a lower high, but NQ makes a higher high. So it's an even bigger SMT. Even bigger. Because ES is still going lower than the previous high, whereas NQ is still going higher than the previous high. Third high comes back. So what happens again? We rally a little bit lower. I'm still in the trade because I just want to see it through. We tap in one more time. We go a little bit higher. And we pass it. We pass this high up here. But because we have so many bearish SMTs, truth is, price wants to go further down. I was still in this trade at this time. This was already a 30-minute trade. I should have just moved my stop loss to break even. Because at this point, look at price action. It is just disgusting. Disgusting. I should have just gotten out, but I didn't. So, what happens? Let's go to the 5-minute. Show it. 5-minute. Boom. 5-minute. Boom. What do we see? We see higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. What do we see here? Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Bearish 5-minute SMTs. Okay? Bearish SMTs. At this point in time, it was 10:30, 10:40, 10:35. I had to leave for class. I had a presentation. That's unfortunate because I would have totally shorted here because we're making lower highs and 5-minute bearish SMTs are taking place. I would have loved to do that. Loved to do that. But, you know, I had to go to class. So that kind of sucks. So let's see what we could have done to take this short down here towards these London session lows. Let's break it down. Let's go on a 1 minute just to see. Okay. All right. This is an equilibrium retrace. Let me go on the 5-minute just to show. So after we make this bearish 5-minute SMT from this, just going on 1 minute now. Tap into equilibrium, start going lower. Could have entered right here. Put my stop loss above this high. Shorted all the way down to London. But I didn't. Because at this time, I'm in class giving a presentation. So, I know a lot of traders took that short today. And kudos to you. You got it. But for me, I really did think we were going to take out these highs up here. But ES had other plans. And it just wanted to continue to go lower. So that was kind of the situation for the day. Pretty unfortunate. I mean, we did everything we could. Yeah, I just wasn't in the market at this time, and usually I don't trade that long into market. So pretty unfortunate. What could I do better? After I see these bearish SMTs continuously be formed, continuously be formed, we're making more and more and more. We're making equal high here. We just want to go lower. I gotta move this to here. I gotta move it right there. Once we're up here, we just tap in again. This last move up, as soon as I saw this leg down, I should have immediately moved that up. Because at that point, these bearish SMTs are just going to hold true eventually. And that's exactly what happened. Because then we get slammed and it takes out London low. So, really, it's tough. But it is what it is. It was a solid day. I followed my trading plan. I mean, it pretty much held through. You know, we're going to bounce back. It's no big deal. I made an entire TikTok video, Instagram reel, talking about the importance of expanding your timeline and understanding that this isn't going to happen overnight, and it's just a matter about showing up and day after day and just putting in that fucking work. Because if you grind and you dig deep, you can make it. You can make it. It's possible. If you don't give up, then how can you fail? Because failure means you gave up, or failure means you stop. So, tough day today. Tomorrow is a bank holiday. Probably will not be trading. It's kind of stupid if I do. I'm gonna reset my eval account because I'm so far in a drawdown that genuinely doesn't make sense for me to continue to trade on it. I have multiple reset credits that I haven't used yet, so we're gonna reset this 50K, start fresh, probably be trading on Wednesday. Let's take a look what news is on Wednesday, because Tuesday I know is the bank holiday. Wednesday is no news, so we're gonna have a lot of beautiful draws on liquidity that we can take advantage of. But other than that, that's my trade for the day. We're done. One trade and we're done. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.